and welcome to the start of my blog. A question I've been asking myself a lot recently is, do I have the time to do the things that I really want to do in my life? There's just days where I kind of come home and I feel like I waste away some of my time with watching things like a Netflix show or a random documentary or something. While these are things that I do enjoy, like I don't knock that at all. Like I love a good Netflix series or a fantastic HBO series like the new Dune series. There are still so many other things that I want to spend my time doing, and I want to be a little more intentional with how I'm spending that time. So I'm starting this vlog to help me actually do the things that I say I want to do. So I guess you can follow me along on my journey as I kind of start to really hopefully engage with these interests and hobbies that I've had, and I will hopefully maybe succeed at a few of them this year. So what types of things am I going to be doing in my kind of daily activities that I'm going to be recording here? I would say that a lot of this is based around kind of being a little more creative. So in my day job, I'm currently an engineer. I have a PhD in optics. I do a lot of kind of coding. I do some math, a lot of very technical work. So I don't get to always explore that the creative side that I feel like I have, and I would really like to start actually doing things that kind of give me energy and make me feel excited, more excited than doing engineering sometimes. So let's start with one of my main hobbies, which is board games. I think relationships with people are super important. As I age, that's been getting more and more important. I used to play a lot of video games when I was younger, but now I've gotten more into board games, and I really enjoy just the social aspect. You meet people, good and bad, playing board games, but overall I think it's good to have this thing where I get to spend time in person with a group of people and engage with this system that we can all enjoy. And I would say board games have been a really good way for me to socialize because I am not very outgoing, I'm not very social, and having that shared rule space where we kind of have a agreed upon form of communication really breaks down some of those barriers and makes it easier for me to essentially engage with others and chat with others and just have a good time. Next up, I've also been getting very interested in running some RPGs. So here's Mothership, a sci-fi horror RPG. I've been watching, Quinn is a reviewer, and he has started his own channel, Quinn's Quest, around TTRPGs, so that's tabletop role-playing games. And I've been just fascinated with the amount of creativity out there with these game designs. And I played a couple sessions of D&D. I don't think D&D was my thing, but I did really enjoy the idea of kind of this collaborative storytelling space. So these games kind of set up a framework for you, and then you and your friends can essentially just go on this adventure and create these unique stories that are really just, it's a group storytelling session where you guys can kind of create these stories and create these memories together. So I'm super excited to get going with some RPGs. The one I'm starting with, like I said, Mothership. I'll be logging some of my basically my campaign design as I go through and try to come up with a campaign for my players. And this will be my first time trying to be a game master, so you'll also get to see me hopefully do pretty well at that. But I expect some failures and some rough times ahead. But overall, very excited. And then along with board games and playing board games, I also have a strong interest in designing games. So here's one of my many game design books. This is the Adam Klopinski, Board Games on My Mind. I've been reading this one recently, but I've read quite a few at this point, and I have probably, 20 or so ideas for board games, but ideas are a dime a dozen, so I've actually started prototyping about 3. And prototyping is where things kind of start falling apart. You take all your grand ideas, you put them on paper, and it's like, oh, wait, that doesn't work. But I don't spend enough time doing these prototypes. So some of these recordings are going to be me just working through those prototypes of those games and just trying to get a little more time where I'm working on those games and working on those designs. Then also I've gotten into something I find very relaxing that I got into was miniature painting. So here's one of my partially done miniatures. I'm painting, well, trying to paint the entirety of Massive Darkness 2, which is kind of this big game with a massive amount of miniatures. I bought all the terrain pack and stuff. I played it a few times. I enjoyed the game, and I just really want to have this fully painted game and bring it out for all my friends to play. I think that'll be super awesome when I get to that point. But it's been slow going. So once again, this vlog, I should be doing some recording while I'm actually doing some of these paintings and hopefully starting to drive some progress in getting these paintings done. Let's shift gears a little bit. So I also find family and pets and stuff very important, so that falls into relationships and stuff. I am married, so here's this is a book that I've been reading. This is Hold Me Tight. My wife and I are in counseling, which I think is absolutely fantastic. I can't recommend counseling enough. And it's just kind of working through, your emotions and emotional communication and stuff. It's not a skill that I developed being younger, especially not being the most socially aware person, I would say. But I think working through these things and in the counseling setting and working through this with my wife has gotten us a greater understanding of each other and more compassion for each other. And I am excited to kind of continue to grow and foster our relationship. So some sessions of the vlog are going to be focused around that relationship building. We do also have 4 pets. So we have 2 dogs, 2 cats. One of the dogs is a border collie, and so I'm holding up this book, 101 Dog Tricks, because that border collie is going on 11 now, and I really want to give him a little more mental stimulation. I feel like I did this a lot when he was younger, and I put a lot of work into him when he was a puppy, and he's just a fantastic border collie. I mean, as fantastic as a border collie can be. They're always a little neurotic, but he's absolutely lovable, and he knows a lot of tricks, and I absolutely adore him. Our Labradoodle doesn't need as much stimulation. She likes doing some stuff, but she's pretty lazy. She just likes being around people. That's her favorite thing. So with the border collie, though, I do want to start to train him more often and just make sure that he's getting that mental exercise he needs. So I'm excited to kind of re-engage with that with him, and I just want to find the time to do it. Next up is I do a lot of lifting, a lot of just training and other stuff. So here's my NSCA's Essentials of Personal Training book. I have quite a few lifting books, but I'm holding this one up because I have a strong interest in becoming a certified personal trainer. I still am not certain if I'm going to be using that for anything, but I want to get this certification, so I guess in one sense I'll feel a little more qualified towards giving other people advice and helping other people in the gym or with weight loss and being like, yeah, I do actually know about these things. So I'm excited to kind of continue that journey in my weightlifting. Then next up, so I got into weightlifting because of all my other sports. So here's my climbing shoes. I do still climb 3 days a week. I would say my climbing's definitely suffered quite a bit because of my weightlifting. I prioritize weightlifting quite a bit, just trying to put on muscle, and I feel like as I age, putting on more muscle is really helping me stay healthy, especially because I got some chronic back pain problems, and I found that actually adding deadlift into my routine has made my back pain significantly better. So I have no medical advice or anything, but that's just what has worked for me. I do think that weightlifting can help a lot of people, and I want to share that with others, and I also want to continue improving myself. So yeah, I would say what can we expect to continue seeing in this? So everything that I just showed, I'll hopefully be documenting that, hopefully finding more time, essentially just using this vlog as my accountability partner. So I will be recording things I do throughout my day and have that as something to share. Ideally, that will help me kind of work towards these goals and hobbies and interests that I have, and hopefully start filling my time with things that kind of give me energy instead of making me feel more drained. So I'm excited to move forward with this. Feel free to follow along, but really I just need some accountability. Feel free to leave some comments, and maybe this is my only video. I won't record for 3 months, and then you'll get a notification and you'll be like, hey, why'd you fail? But hopefully not. I'm super excited to kind of get going with this year with these activities. Thanks for watching.